Hello people, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks. Guys, hope you are well. A friend of mine has sent me a little short story which has got an incredibly important and good moral lesson attached to it. So I'm not going to read it, I'm going to recount it in my own words. And then after that we'll talk about what that actually means. So the story goes something like this. There was a man who owned a boat of some sort, like a yacht. And he asked a painter if he would simply paint the boat. And the guy came, painted the boat, and whilst he was painting the boat, he noticed a hole in the hull. So without any issues, he just repaired it. It wasn't a massive job, but he repaired it nonetheless. Continued the paint work. The owner of the boat came back a few hours later, maybe a day or so afterwards, and he paid the man the agreed price. A couple of days later, the boat owner approached the painter. Only this time he had a massive check which he handed over to the painter. The painter, very surprised, asked what on earth that was, since he had already been paid for doing the work a few days previous. The owner of the boat replied, "You don't understand. You see, I went out on the water, and when I came back, I noticed there was a small hole in the hull. When I asked you to paint the boat, I completely forgot to mention the hole." The reason why I'm giving you this extra money is for this reason. You see, my family took the boat out at the water while I was at work. And when I came back, I noticed the boat wasn't there. And panic struck. A few hours later, when I saw the boat return, I felt massively relieved. Upon inspection, I noticed that you'd fixed the hole. It was not just a hole that you fixed. You've actually saved my family's life. There is no amount of money in the world that I could give you because of what you've done. So please accept this small token of gratitude because you've saved my family's life. The moral of the story here is, you see, the big things that we do and we kind of proclaim it to the world is by comparison very small to the deeds we do in secret. The stuff that we do without being asked. Those things there talk more about who we are as people, what we are about as individuals, and what is the thing that motivates us. The three questions I ask myself on a regular basis. You see, the painter could have left the hole because, quite frankly, he wasn't asked to repair the hole. He was asked to paint the boat. But you see, for him as a fisherman or someone who loves boats or the water, he recognized that if the boat goes on the water and the water gets in, it's disaster for whoever is on the boat. So out of moral obligation to himself and to society, I suppose, he fixed the hole. Because not only would it be a loss of the boat, but it would be a loss of life. It speaks volumes of what that painter is all about. Or he could have actually said, oh, by the way, boat owner, I painted the boat, but I also fixed the hull. So therefore I'm going to charge you X amount more than what you quoted, because I saved your boat and I saved whoever's going to be on the boat. Saved their lives. But no, the boat owner didn't ask him because he forgot, and the painter never mentioned the fact that he fixed the hole on the boat. It is those things that are really, really important. And in my thinking, at least in my way of thinking, that is the significance of a true human being. Keeping quiet about the little things we do without being asked. What a fantastic example it is for those who are supposed to be leaders. Doing the things that benefits everybody, both materialistic as well as society, people. But when I look at the authorities and the leaders in these authorities, they like to tell you what they've done. They like to tell you what they're going to do. And more often than not, they fail. All you've got to do is look at politics and you will see it's riddled with empty promises and disastrous consequences. So, what am I saying here? What I'm saying is, do what you are asked to do. Absolutely. But in your travels, whilst doing that job, should you notice the other important things that might seem insignificant to you is massively important to the others. But you won't know. Just do your bit. Again, according to my way of thinking, the day we stand before the Creator, I believe that you will be rewarded for those seemingly insignificant little jobs that you did. Or as we as people, what we did. It speaks volume about us as people. Increase your volume. It's doing what needs to be done, not necessarily what has to be done. Big difference. It's a good story to remember that we can be selfish or we can be selfless, like the man who was asked to paint that boat. So here's the thing. Let's look at this from another perspective. What is your boat? Who is your boat? What's going on in your life that might need fixing? You see, when you come to myself or Lara for some support, you will not only get the support, but you will get added value. You might not necessarily ask for it, but you sure will receive it. And in many ways, it is because of who Lara and I are as individuals and what motivates us. This is the reason why this channel is here, giving you the real life experiences that we have endured and learned in our journey in life, particularly with Knock. But when you get to know us, you will see we are more than just people who make content on YouTube. But I'm going to encourage you to expand your volume, expand who you are, expand your reputation by doing what is not necessarily asked, but what you notice that needs to be done. You for sure will get your reward. And it might not necessarily be in this world, it might be in the next. The important one. So, there you go. What a nice story. And for my friend who sent it to me, thank you. Please tell the YouTube admin if you would, please. And if you find this little video to be encouraging and supportive and maybe cause you to think, please send it on or leave us some comments in the comments box. For now, this is Mark from Kharischangeworks, and I'll speak to you soon.